Welcome back to part 2, the timeline of events surrounding the murder of Betty Alexander. On the 10th of October 1952, little Betty Anderson's body was found on the rear steps of the Sick Children's Dispensary by a cleaner. A timeline surrounding Betty's murder will now follow. On the 7th of October 1952 at 5:30 p.m, Betty's parents last saw her out playing with her friends. On the 8th of October, the search for Betty was underway from midnight with every policeman in the city out looking for Betty. A description of what Betty was wearing was issued to anyone helping with the search. On the 9th of October, the search continued, looking in dark closes and alleyways and disused air raid shelters. On the 10th of October, 3 days after Betty's disappearance, Agnes Hunter, the cleaner at the Sick Children's Dispensary, found poor Betty's body. The streets filled as the news of Betty started to flow through the crowds. On the 11th of October, a post-mortem was carried out on Betty, and rumours spread that a brass pin was found on her kilt, different from the chrome pin her grandmother had put on that day. Reports of a man spotted in the area began a huge manhunt for Betty's killer. 120 detectives and 200 ununiformed police officers made door-to-door inquiries. On the 13th of October, a funeral was held for Betty, and it was reported that 4,000 people, mostly women, lined both sides of the street to pay tributes. The police issued a statement looking for a man they would like to interview, who was seen on Buckle Lane close to the Sick Children's Dispensary where Betty was found. No description of the man was given out to the public. This led to the biggest ever police manhunt Glasgow has ever seen. The police worked tirelessly through hundreds of statements. Investigators discovered that a car was spotted not far from the murder spot. The car was traced and the owner interviewed, but sadly it was a dead end. By November, a suspect was traced to a home in the north of Glasgow. Police interviewed the man, but led to no developments. The police brought in the Brown family who lived in the area for questioning and put them in an identity parade. The Brown's son spoke out to address rumours that his father had done time for a case like this, when his father had never been in police hands in his life. Unfortunately, all leads to find the suspect came to an end, and now 70 years later there are still no leads for poor little Betty.